Présenter un grand artiste international, sensationnel pour parier toutes les métropoles du monde. Acclamé partout, dans tous les pays d'Europe, des régions mystérieuses de l'Asie et même des puissantes républiques d'Amérique. Ce grand cracheur de feu dont j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter est connu par son courage. Adoré par les adultes et les enfants, admiré par les princes et les paysans, vous allez voir un feu magique sortant de la bouche de cet homme. Tellement formidable, effrayant, comme jamais vu de mémoire d'homme. Messieurs et mesdames, assurez-vous de vos places. Le spectacle va commencer. Monsieur Appel. Monsieur Appel. Monsieur Karel Appel.
Ik begin vanuit mijn materie, dat is verf.
I start from my basic material. That's paint.
Schilderen is een tastbaar zinnelijk beleven, een intens bewogen zijn door de vreugde en de tragedie van de mens.
Painting is a concrete and sensual experience, being intensely moved by the joys and tragedies of man.
Ik schilder als een barbaar van deze barbaarse tijd.
I paint like a barbarian in a barbaric age. For Karel Appel, reality began shortly after the Second World War. Breaking with the traditions of the Dutch school of painting, he gave the creatures about him a new countenance. He portrayed fishes, birds, children, and flowers as no one had seen them before. His beginning was tasteful, pictorial, and poetic. It breathed tranquility. And yet Karel Appel's first works disquieted public and connoisseurs alike. There were but few who recognized his as an art free from commonplace, a new and long-needed creativeness. Only a handful of his friends believed in him. Still fewer could give him the support of international influence and authority, as did Willem Sandberg, curator of an Amsterdam museum. Suddenly, Appel's work changes. He starts painting great human dramas, the execution of an American couple, the flood disaster in Holland, the threat of atomic war. The paint gets fiercer and harsher. I paint like a barbarian in a barbaric age. His eye discovers new possibilities of expression. I don't paint, he says, I hit. The expression has to be struck into the paint. And so Appel developed into a painter who arrests the gaze of the world at large. His constant self-regeneration is his strongest arm. He taps new sources and brings them to fruition. His colors get richer, his forms more imaginative. All rests on a solid groundwork, his mastery of the painter's art, his knowledge of paint and material, his background of sound Dutch craftsmanship. His work is never abstract. Each painting registers impulses from another actuality. The reality around Karel Appel.